Hello, everybody. Question. Have you ever been told that you are just too sensitive or that you're just too much? Maybe that your reactions to things are over the top or a little bit dramatic. And maybe you've wondered, because of this, is there something wrong with me? What is going on with me? Maybe you cry easier than others and you feel everything on such a deep, deep level. You process the energies of the world on a whole different level than other people. So let me tell you what this is. This is not a flaw. This is a beautiful and extraordinary personality trait called highly sensitive person, or HSP for short. So this is a highly sensitive person speaking to you right now. So I can tell you so much about this and so much about how it has affected my life and how I've had to learn to support this difference that does set me apart from others, but yet it is so needed in the world. It is so needed, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. So when it comes to stimulus around the highly sensitive person, it can be bright lights, it can be crowds, it can be too much activity in a room, it can be too many voices coming in at one time, it can be too much of anything, and we tend to overstimulate if we're not careful. So what it is we are wired very, very differently than the average human. About 1 in 5 humans are highly sensitive and have this special processing trait, okay? So what we have to do is we have to learn to use this to our advantage, because it's not a flaw, it's not a brokenness, and many times we come up when we are young feeling like something is wrong with us until we really understand what this is. And I now know that all of the sensitivities that I didn't understand when I was young and all of the different things that I would feel and experience and know and could tap into was a very, very special gift and special wiring and special awareness, okay? So we have to nurture ourselves and we have to tailor our lives to this so that we may thrive. Because there are many situations, just normal situations to most people, that we don't do well in for very long. We have to know what our limits are on time. How long can I handle this? How long can I be around this particular person? Can I be around this person at all, due to the way that we feel and we absorb and we just take it, take everything on if we're not careful. So when you are highly, highly sensitive, you can do things for yourself each day as a self-care practice. Things like a self-check. When you're in a situation, let's just say you're at work, you're doing your thing, you've been hard at it, head down into the computer or the books or whatever, you might ask yourself this: am I, put your hands over your heart and do a self-check. Check in with yourself. Am I regulated? That's the question. Am I regulated right now? Not, am I being productive enough? But am I regulated? And if you are, that's wonderful. You can probably carry on. But if you're not, you're going to know by how you feel. And if you're not regulated, if you don't do something a little bit differently, you may lead right into overstimulation, because it can happen very quickly once you cross a certain threshold. I cannot tell you how many times in my life I have had this happen to me. I mean, it still happens, but I'm so much more aware of what my needs are and what types of situations that I don't need to put myself in, that I do much better. But when I was younger, guys, before I really understood what was going on with this, almost this superpower that I had, that many of you have, what I call it is a meltdown. I mean, when I would overstimulate, I would get this fight or flight feeling of, okay, I'm about to flee, run. I don't know where I'm going, but I got to get out of here. And many times I would. Becca's gone, just gone for the day or whatever it was. And what comes with that then are tears of overstimulation and just a suffering. There's a suffering that comes with being really, really overstimulated when you are not sure what to do about it. You know, it's like you don't know what to do once it's all over you. It's just all over you. That's why the checking in with yourself and doing a self-check is really important, and doing that 10, 20 times a day if you need to. So I used to have these really sad meltdowns quite often. And yes, I would feel better for releasing through tears, but it also would interfere with certain things in my life if I wasn't careful. So I had to determine, especially in situations where this was happening to me a lot, I had to determine, is this type of scenario good for me? Is this good for me? Is it good for me to go to a movie theater? Is this something that I do well with? Do I do well with all of that amplified sound and the really, really bright lights before they dim the lights? And do I do okay with all of these people sitting nearby and talking, you know, all at the same time? Things like that you want to ask yourself. And if the answer is no, honor yourself. This is self-care. Honor yourself and say no to these situations, because your higher self knows you probably should say no, or that you know there's a part of you that really didn't want to, and that's what it is, because you really risk that overstimulation. Now, one of my things is being in a vehicle, someone else's vehicle, and I'm cooped up with other people and I'm not driving and I can't control, you know, the volume of the music, who's saying what to each other. I just feel very out of control and I'll overstimulate nearly every time. So what I've learned to do is I pretty much drive my vehicle anywhere I go. I mean, if I ride with you, that's some big love and some big trust right there. So I usually drive myself, and it's a self-care thing. You know, even if some of my besties we're all going to the same place, I'll drive my own car, and that way, if I need to leave, I can. Because it's so much better for me to be in control of what's coming in stimulus-wise, what's coming in, and how long I'm in a situation. That's huge. And you will learn these things about yourself. And I encourage you to really get curious about it, because I want you to start to look at it as an awareness and a very, very special, you're like a tuning fork. You're like this special antenna that sends and receives data and information. And it is a gift. It is a gift that you will learn to embrace. It can make you so much better at so many things. But just awareness is amazing. And that's what this is. It's extra awareness. So, you know, if you've looked at yourself as flawed or jaded or not good enough or too sensitive, you know, in your life, I want you to rethink it, because I can tell you that people like us are needed here in this world. We are needed here to help balance the energies and to help give a different perspective and to help understand in a different way. We literally take in information because we are so deeply attuned, and we process it a whole different way. It's a beautiful thing to have a highly sensitive person in a group of anyone, especially problem solving, debating, whatever it is, because it's a whole different perspective that person is going to bring. And many times it's things that the others had never thought of and won't ever, because they don't feel things the way that we do. So I want you to embrace yourself and learn that you are special. You are enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. And you have this special gift of awareness that you can learn to work with. And you can tailor your life, so that you have more peace and more joy, much less stimulation. In my house, for example, the lighting is usually very dim. I rarely ever watch television. And when I do, I have earplugs in because I can hear right through them. So I have those in to kind of, mute that down just enough that I can tolerate it. If I go to a concert or something like that, I have to have those earplugs to help soften that noise, or it literally is painful to me. It's painful to me. And I'll tell you, HSPs, highly sensitive people, go through their lives many times and feel very, very misunderstood. But we are misunderstood because we're not like everybody else. But we are absolutely extraordinary. We really are. And I want you to know that you can get a handle on this. If you're having these meltdowns, or you're having this fight or flight, this overstimulation, you're not understanding what to do, reach out. Let me know in the comments what you're experiencing, what kind of things you're battling with, or what are some of the things that you do to make your life more joyful. More joyful. That's what it is. When you learn to kind of corral everything around you in such a way that you can handle it comfortably, then you have more joy. You have more happiness. You're more creative. All of those beautiful things. So yeah, HSPs, I'm so glad that you found this video. And I love each of you so very much. I'm here, and I will catch you on my next video.